Welcome to the Thursday stream. Hope everyone's having an awesome Thursday morning. Hey, Kevin. Hey, Mono. How's it going? Um, yes, feed the chat. And why not vegans? Hmm? Yes, they need food too. Hey, Yellow King. How's it going? I see. Carrots. That works. Although I have to admit, not a big fan of carrots. Hey Cheeto, I ate all the carrots. Well, good on you, because I can't eat them. Not that many anyways. I can eat some carrots, okay? I can eat like a couple of bites here and there. Um, I can eat a couple of bites here and there, but carrots are just not for me. I mean, like, and don't get me wrong, of course I'll eat them. I understand that carrots are very healthy and very important. Um, but on the list of veggies, they're pretty low. And trust me, I've given carrots plenty of tries to see if I could maybe get used to the taste. I've tried them in different forms. Baby carrots are better than the big ones. Oh yeah? Yes, you need some veggies. Wait, are you talking down about carrots? I can neither confirm nor deny any of these statements. Hey, excuse my sarcasm. I may or may not be dying. Oh my goodness. I might give them the baby carrots a try. Maybe. Hey, Zeke. Yeah, I may be like I'm growing them at work. I'm trying to grow a singular carrot in the apartment, and it's not going so well. Carrot juice. Now that I might eat. Like if you put like carrots in some type of fruit juice, that I might not eat. Drink a bit of ranch. Gotcha. Dip them in hummus. Hey, you so idiot. How's it going? That's how my toddler eats them? Well, I mean, that's how you gotta feed it to me. When it comes to veggies, I try. I try to eat as diverse veggies, but I mean, I eat broccoli. I can eat broccoli all day. All day, all night. Pretty good besides the fact that I have to work. Same. Growing carrots suck. They always get squirrely. Yeah, well, I live in like, you know, Florida, so it's hard to grow these things. No, don't eat the squirrels. Yeah, broccoli is one of the best. True. Hey, sourcing. Y'all need to follow sourcing support. Phenomenal streamer. Broccoli is amazing, plus full of nutrients. True. I 100% agree. I tried to grow broccoli, but I failed spectacularly. You know what I am doing though? We've got peppers on point. We've got peppers on point. We've got shallots growing in a little square raised bed. I'm hoping that those grow good. And we've got lots of different herbs. We got oregano. We've got thyme. We've got lavender, I believe. Hmm. Yes, and we also got different types of oregano. Yeah, excuse my sarcasm. Broccoli sprouts is where it's at. I just like the regular broccolis. I'm a pepper fanatic. What kinds do you have? We have a few. We have sweet banana peppers. We have big bell peppers, like the jumbo, jumbo, jumbo peppers. Regular green peppers, jalapenos, and poblano. Yes, it is like a colder type of veggie. I'm a right-wing supporter, and am I welcome or will I be censored here? Well, it depends. I mean, do you plan to do TOS or do you plan to be compulsively contrarian? It depends on the opinion. I mean... Anyways, not to derail too much. Yes, aji limon peppers are great. Okay. Next time, I'll check that out in the store. I mean, why would you even have to say that in the first place? Like, just be... I don't think it's very hard. It's a very hard ask to just be a decent person, right? Just be a decent person and don't mess with chat. Don't do anything TOS. Don't do anything like that. I'm making bison tacos? Nice. Gee, well, it depends. Anyways, how about spinach? Nah, I can eat spinach. I can eat spinach. I'm new here. I get banned a lot because everyone else is the problem. Like, you guys are not the same. That's what I'm saying. It just depends on what you say. Please unsub. Bison tacos, nice. All right. I can eat Lord Amorous. I can eat spinach. Wait, is it spinach? No, I'm confusing spinach with green. I'm confusing spinach with green beans. I'm sorry. Vegetable soup. You gotta throw me. You gotta throw me some. At least a little bit of chicken. At least a little bit of chicken. Doesn't argue in afraid, just saying I've seen her in multiple streams spouting nonsense and doubling down on it. Well, hopefully, Naomi Caster will not be doing that here because that's an easy... That's an easy one. Toasted bread instead of chicken. Okay, that's actually really good. Toasted bread. I'll take that. Spinach being confused for lettuce. Sure. Sorry. I was thinking green beans for some reason. Listen, it's 9:21. I'm just waking up. I'll catch up, okay? My brain will catch up in just a moment. Alright, this is only cup 2 of my daily coffee, so don't worry, I'll catch up. Are you a leftist? I don't know. Am I? Try minestrone if you don't like veggie soup. The pasta makes up for the lack of meat. Oh, pasta. Yeah. Green beans saute in butter, garlic, and pepper. Yeah, that's how it's done. True. True. Sorry, guys. This is now a cooking stream. This is now a cooking stream where we debate different cooking recipes and ideas. He refuses to acknowledge the truth that pineapple on pizza is fine with jalapenos as they balance each other out. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say no to that. Pineapples and a little bit of jalapeno. Well, the thing is, I can't do like hard spice. Like I'm very, very, very lightweight. I'm very lightweight when it comes to spices. So jalapeno is like it's like already up there. But it can work. The sweet spice combo. I mean, yeah. Hey, Stupka. Buffalo chicken pizza is so good. Ooh, buffalo chicken. Well, maybe. I haven't tried it, but I'll eat it. And I'm here to wake up the leftists to the idea that their plans to accomplish goals will fail, and they'll need to develop new plans. I don't know what that means, but I think that most people do see progressive ideas as just normal stuff. I don't know. Maybe the pathways there are what we debate about. I too confuse bread with chicken. Let's debate the correct way to cook broccoli. I believe it should be steamed with butter and then removed when half cooked and flash seared with garlic. Whoa, I have not seen that one before. But nice. So okay, so it should be steamed with butter, then removed when it's half cooked, then flash seared with garlic. Nah, the butter's good. My family prefers raw broccoli? Nah, you gotta boil it, at least. Shepherd pie? I'm Filipino, anything with garlic is a win. Yeah, we use garlic as well. I put Doritos in a bowl and melt cheese on them, and that's the extent of my cooking. Well, that's not bad either. That's that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good snack. It's basically like nachos. Trust me, I'm not a good. I'm like, in terms of my actual cooking skills, 0. I have 0. I have 0 cooking skills. Getting enough fats and nuts. She would just eat beans and rice every day if I let her. Same. That sounds a little bit condescending, Noami. Yeah, I too understand the right's perspective very well. They just don't understand how to actually get things accomplished. I'm here to help. Doesn't that sound a little bit condescending? Are you here to say that pineapple belongs on pizza, or are you here trying to make yourself feel better by pretending to know whatever? Know that you know better than anyone else. Look, Uh, pineapple does belong on pizza, okay? Everything belongs on pizza. I'm not a leftist, but I would like to get my own way. Everyone wants, like, everyone has their own specific ideas and ideologies that they want to see. Hey, you're careless whimper. Whatever I say belongs on pizza. Hey, cricket pizza. True. I mean, hey, listen, if that's what you want on your pizza. Yeah, we're talking about food. How about you teach us how to cook? I'd eat crickets on I'd have crickets on pizza before pineapple any day. Okay. Listen, anything belongs on pizza. Okay. Hey, useful idiot. How's it going? I don't know if I said hi to you. You can I think you can block it. No. You can block a user. You can't ban them. Just have ideas that are proven to work. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Can you block yourself? Can I use my 20k to ban somebody? Is that a channel point? Do I pick the debate lord or the anti-pineapple pizza guy? Well, I'm not entertaining the debate person. Channel points. Manage rewards. Wait, do we have one for that? I don't know. Great. Can somebody post that link again? I think it was you sourcing. I just lost it. Oh wait, no, I found it. I found it. I found it. All right. Tapsilog, it's mainly a brunch lunch. It's garlic fried rice with thin sliced, tenderized skirt, steak, marinated soy sauce, vinegar, garlic, black pepper, sugar, or Coke, your choice. Then you braise the meat, serve with a side of fried egg, and you got yourself a great meal. Interesting. I've been practicing with street meat style chicken and peanut sauce? Alright, folks. We need to get through some headlines.
Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about some news out of the great state of Georgia. Before we get started, I would like to draw attention to the patch on my hat that is on correctly. This isn't a joke, no matter how much I laugh while telling all this. Okay, so what's the news? Even if you haven't been keeping up with the news, you might have heard something about the former president of the United States, President-elect Trump, and his claims regarding Georgia. Unsubstantiated claims, baseless claims, claims that as of yet we have seen no evidence of. Yet those claims sparked a whole lot of problems. One of his biggest champions and champions of these theories is a man named Wood. I am certain that he and the former president are delighted to know that the state of Georgia is taking the allegations very seriously and has opened a very small number of investigations into people who they believe may have possibly voted in a manner not in accordance with the law. One of those who has reportedly had an investigation opened into them is none other than Lin Wood. At the center of the investigation is when he moved to South Carolina. Wood says that this just happened, that he just changed his residency. Georgia election officials believe otherwise, based on some email that was sent at some point. So there's that.
I'd like to point out that Lin Wood is under investigation for voter fraud. So I guess if you are you cool with them committing voter fraud? Or potential voter fraud, I guess? I have not heard of this. Explain. He's being investigated for potential alleged voter fraud. This is all over the news. What election? This election. It doesn't matter. It could have been. It doesn't matter, but it was the presidential. Does it matter if he committed fraud in the federal Senate election? Oh yeah, just asking questions? Yeah, sure. So do you think that's okay? Do you think voter fraud is okay? Okay.
That's occurring. I do not like to parrot baseless claims, so I would like to point out this is just an investigation, just trying to get all the facts, look at all the evidence. It's not even a full-blown accusation yet, so everybody remember, innocent unless proven guilty and all of that. It's just something that I thought y'all might want to know about. Y'all might find it humorous in some ways. If you are a comedian, I sincerely apologize for the state you find yourself in, because there is no way
No way to
you're
satirize
going to
this.
be able to compete with reality anymore. But yeah, so it turns out that the state of Georgia does believe that there may have been a very small number of people who voted not in accordance with the law. And they are looking into them. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good morning.
I mean, it is kind of funny, right? You have to admit, it is kind of funny. Why does this always do this? I hate paywalls. I hate paywalls. But nay matter. South Korea leads the world in innovation as US exits the top 10. Sad. Waiting to learn why everyone on the left is wrong. Yeah, no, it's just a troll. I never understand like why like what exactly are they planning to gain by being this way? Socialist Denmark is beating us. The rush of being banned, like, but that's why would you? I don't know. I guess I never understood that part. I guess I just never understood that part because it's like, what do you gain? Like, what exactly do you gain? Do you gain like anybody on your side? No, not really. Derailing conversations and just and you know, if they don't get ignored, they just get more and more annoying. It's people's personal space. They can run it how they like. True. And here, this will be a troll-free space. South Korea leads the world in innovation as US exits top 10. South Korea returned to the first place. South Korea returned to the first place in the latest Bloomberg Innovation Index, while the US dropped out of a top 10 that feature a cluster of European countries. Korea regained the crown from Germany, which dropped to fourth place. The Asian nation has now topped the index for 7 of the 9 years that it's been published. Singapore and Switzerland each moved up 1 spot, second and third. The Bloomberg Index analyzes dozens of criteria using 7 equally weighted metrics, including research and development spending, manufacturing capability, and concentration of high-tech public companies. In 2021, the 2021 ranking reflects a world where the fight against COVID-19 has brought innovation to the fore, from government efforts to contain the pandemic to digital infrastructure that allowed economies to work through it, and the race to develop vaccines that can end it. In the year of COVID, facing the urgency of climate change, the importance of innovation fundamentals only increases. Catherine Mann, Global Chief Economist at Citigroup, innovation is often measured by new ideas, new products, and new services, she said, but it's their diffusion and adoption that is a real metric of success. Much of Bloomberg data comes before the virus crisis. Still, it's notable that many countries high on the index like Korea, Germany, and Israel have been world leaders in some areas of fighting the pandemic, where it's contact tracing or speedy vaccination. American names like Zoom Video Communications or vaccine maker Pfizer are among the past year's emblems of innovation, reflecting the U.S. top rankings of intensity of high-tech firms. The pandemic has also spotlighted a different kind of breakthrough, one that has to do with policy and organization has more to do with policy and organization than technology or research, according to Nobel Prize-winning economist Paul Romer. We should recognize that the available metric misses important dimensions of innovation, said Romer, a professor of New York University's Stern School of Business. Officials in Wuhan showed for the first time that in a couple of weeks, it is feasible to test 10 million residents of a city for coronavirus. This is important for public health innovation. Very cool. Korea's return to the top spot is mainly due to an increase in patent activity, where it ranks top alongside a strong performance in R&D manufacturing. There's near total agreement in South Korea that R&D is essential to have a future, said Lee Kyung-mook, a professor of business management at Seoul National University. It's sandwiched between more developed nations, which still outperform them in technology, and China that is catching up fast, relying on lower labor costs. Second place, Singapore, which has been allocating budget funds to help workers and companies transition to a digital economy, also scores high for manufacturing, and its globally competitive universities put it at the top of tertiary education gauge. Switzerland, a leader in financial and biological technology, ranks near the top in both index research categories. Germany's loss of the crown follows a warning 2 years ago by Jürgen Michels, chief economist of Bayer Landesbank, who said that the country lacks skilled workers and a proper strategy for next generation technology. As the two biggest economies, US and China, account for much of the world's innovation, they're also locked in a battle of key areas of policy like intellectual property rights. The gap between them has steadily declined over the lifetime of the index. This year, both saw their rankings decline. The US, which topped the first Bloomberg Innovation Index in 2013, dropped 2 places to 11th. In a report last year, the National Science Board found that where once the US was the uncontested leader in science and engineering, we're now playing a less dominant role. Which again, I mean, just kind of putting that back to climate change, I mean, why not use this opportunity to make ourselves, back up there with the innovators, as the top innovators, right? That's probably true as well. Simplified, they never got attention as a kid unless they were bad. Yeah, sometimes it's definitely true. Hey, be nice. One of my firm beliefs was exposed to me as being inconsistent and forced me to consider what else I was wrong about. I mean, that's good. Introspection is good. Sourcing. Introspection is good. Realizing where you went wrong is good. Changing when you realize you've taken an L is also good. The country scores badly in higher education, even though US universities are world famous. That underperformance was likely made worse by obstacles to foreign students who were usually prominent in science and technology classes, first due to Trump administration's visa policies and later due to the pandemic. New President Joe Biden ran on promises to reinvigorate US manufacturing with the $300 billion investment in R&D and breakthrough technologies. This is, yeah, like if this R&D is for innovating new technology, when it comes to, for example, renewable stuff, then yes, I do agree that this is probably a good idea to invest in R&D. Sung Woon Son, an economist at Loyola Marymount University in Los Angeles, says the U.S. is still in the vanguard, but nowadays its innovation tends to come from smaller companies and can take longer to reach to consumers. There are a lot of new ideas from many startups, and it will take time for these ideas to translate into marketable products. Jeez. China, which fell one place to 16th in 2021, is locked in a battle with the US over key aspects of innovation policy. Intensifying Intensifying competition between US and China is reshaping innovation landscape, with the US fears about losing intellectual property to a geopolitical rival and undermining support for open innovation are undermining support for the open innovation system. For China, fear of being cut off from foreign technologies, accelerating investment in R&D capacity at home. The Chinese economy has gained ground on rivals with a faster recovery from coronavirus slump, but its slippage in the index reflects long-term issues such as erosion of value-added manufacturing, where regional competitors like Vietnam and Bangladesh have gained ground. Other gainers in this year's index include India, which climbed back up to top 50 for the first time since 2016, and Uruguay, which qualified for the first time. Algeria and Argentina were among the countries that fell the furthest. The ranking process began with more than 200 countries on a score 0-100 scale in 7 equally weighted categories. Nations that didn't report data for at least 6 categories were eliminated, trimming the total list to 111. Bloomberg published the top 60. Jeez. Yeah, so this only tells me that, hey, we have an opportunity here. Hey, Jesse, how's it going? Yeah, so this is a perfect opportunity to bring that back to, getting our R&D to solve the climate crisis. Why not have this opportunity, realizing that we're falling to not even top 10 anymore in innovation. Why don't we use that? Why don't we use that opportunity to get ourselves back up, innovating new, or at least the government pouring money into new technology to develop stuff for climate change, renewable energy, new infrastructure, new technology, maybe to even some degree carbon capturing technology. R&D into getting us to fusion, R&D to restore ecosystems. I don't see why we can't use this opportunity. Do we really need this though? But Trump said the coal was clean. The places we need innovation is the places that reinforces current power structures. Yeah, the cleanest and freshest air and water, crystal clean and clear. True. Although his methods of getting said clean air and clean water Yeah, Cheeto Ray. So I think that what we should do is use this opportunity to develop technologies again to make sure that we have the availability to do renewable sources, pour money into getting us to fusion, restoring ecosystems, and then export that and help other countries and help other countries to get some of this green technology and help some of these countries get a leg up as well. I mean, it benefits us in the end as well. I think it's a net benefit to have an international coalition when it comes to climate change. So why not use that opportunity? Are we talking about the Trump universe again? Nah. No. We're trying to leave that one behind. Remember those Trump voicemails? True. True, I'm gonna have to change that. Oh, it's supposed to be an. Oh, sorry, Cheeto. I'm here. Oh my goodness. Hold on. I want to see their data methodology. Looks like they may have been heavily weighted to educational output since they're attributing the decline of U.S. to Trump's anti-immigration policy. Maybe. Wait, are you guys trying to make me say something? What am I getting myself into here? Just a meme? Yeah, I have no idea either. Biden will listen to experts and real smart people. I mean, he's more open, but has shown that quite when it comes down to it, not really, right? Not really. Refund this man his biddies, his channel points. Like, what is this from? That's actually why they created K-pop. Interesting anecdote. I met with a young man 4 years ago who was in a master's program. He was trying to line up internships and ultimately a full-time job when he graduated. We spoke for a couple of hours about his work. The guy was brilliant, and I learned this morning that we just lost his talent to Canada because US companies are having so much trouble with getting his H-1B sponsorship. Dang. That's unfortunate. Taco Bell menu sucks too. America's definitely going down the drain. Biden's only been in office for what, 2 weeks? Yeah, but some of his actions are making me very suspect. If you take a look at some of my previous coverage, the Biden administration was still giving out permits for oil and drilling and stuff like that, which really made me angry and frustrated and disappointed. Not that we should expect anything from Biden, but he literally signed an order in an attempt to ban more permits, but was still giving out permits. Like, they say one thing and they say they're going to listen to the experts, and I hope they do. I mean, again, you're right, it is only 2 weeks in, but still, like, they say they're going to listen to the experts. I don't know what experts he's listening to. Biden only looks good because Trump was horrendous on this particular topic. Yeah, that's true. Don't expect anything done anytime soon. Also, I shouldn't expect anything. I'm just saying, I was looking at some of the executive orders. I was like, okay, that's good. No more new, permits. We don't need to encourage this dying industry anyways. We can pour money into R&D and kind of get ourselves away from fossil fuels. But Right. That was exactly my point. You know, words, but then actions are still allowing coal plants to be built. Which is my problem. Oh yes, Bela's great people. Diamond and Silk. No one should take what Diamond and Silk says seriously. No one should be taking what Diamond and Silk say seriously. Are already yelling about Biden being a false president. Just like Trudeau, more tar sands and empty promises of planting 1 billion trees. Not a single one planted yet. Yeah, I mean... It told me super hard on QAnon. They're trying to making it a strategy to paint the GOP as a Q party and talking about how crazy they are. Yeah, which kind of I mean, if they do that, then they may have to, if it sticks, then they may have to do something about it, right? I would imagine. Biden is worth having as president just to get the existential doom that Trump brought. Yeah, like marginally better, yes. No, I think he's being sarcastic. Excuse my sarcasm. Not being sarcastic. I see. It reinforces the idea that if you're anti-dem, then you should be Q-pilled. It alienates people who are believers, and it doesn't effectively undermine the belief system, just throws out insults. Not being sarcastic. So you think that, So what should the Democratic Party do then, as a PR move, to try to to try to remedy this? What should the Democratic Party do to remedy this if they were serious about it? If I wanted to kick the horse nest, this is what I would do. And takes cheap shots in parts Q of R next to McCarthy. Oh, and puts Q instead of R next to McCarthy, one of the moderate GOP. If you know anything about QAnons, they also took that as a sign that they're on the right path. So you think that this is going to exacerbate the problem? Yeah, there is a COVID relief package currently being negotiated. We'll see what happens with that. Now I have a question. Then what should you do at that point if you have what should you do at that point if you have Congress people actively, being like QAnoners? Do you deal with that? Do you like publicly denounce that? Do you just deal with it right then and there? Because they are having a vote. They are having a vote to see if they can like remove her from committee positions and stuff like that. Less than 24 hours after the strategy appeared to enter into full string, Marjorie Taylor Greene was getting standing ovations for speeches. Q is a real drug. It treats high for blood pressure. It may help these Q people. Dude, being totally honest, at this point, I have no clue. It's gone too far because people who had platforms didn't do anything about it soon enough. Now they're just doing infantile stuff. It's kind of hard trying to live if you're overly concerned with how the conspiracists are going to react. Yeah, but it's a problem because you want to stop it. It's a problem because you want to stop it, right? You want to make sure that these, Q conspiracies or the Alex Jones of the world and whatnot, just remain in the fringe, right? I'm not sure you'll ever quite stamp out QAnon, but you can definitely do things to make sure that it isn't as big of a problem as it is right now. And I mean, you're right, Mono. There is, what I've said as well, have some type of informational campaign, explain, be crystal clear, be open and transparent about what's going on, and continue to educate people as to what exactly is happening here. But it seems like everybody is just trying to, well, it seems like taking cheap shots without explaining what's going on and exacerbating the issue is probably not the way to go in terms of having a big platform, which is what I said previously. There's a video up on YouTube as to how to deal with the political landscape, and it involves leadership, people in positions of power, people in the media, people as large content creators, all have a modicum of responsibility. Everybody to kind of be responsible. What you say and how you say it is important, right? I mean, I have about 20 something people hanging out here. I still have a responsibility to be as accurate as possible, right? I have a responsibility to make corrections when I'm wrong. I have a responsibility to try to follow the data and follow the logic. Yeah, Alio, if you want, post it on the Discord, because I have links shut off here. A friend of mine is on this path, not much I can do over the last 20 years to redirect them. I even spent entire afternoons researching laws for him, proving that Obama was a citizen. He still disagreed. Yeah, but sometimes yeah, but sometimes when you go after people who are that entrenched, sometimes when you try to go after them in a facts and logic kind of way, sometimes you'll lose them even further, right? So it's really difficult. Sometimes you'll lose them even further. Cool, not expecting you to click anything. No, this is just for security purposes. Yeah, I found more success just trying to be respectful and gently probe why they believe these things. Yeah, if you if you get them on a one-on-one and they're open to listening, then sure, absolutely. I mean, I'm not saying that we have to give hugs and kisses to everybody, but if they are willing to if they're willing to come to you, that means they may be looking for that means they may be looking for something else, you know? They may be looking for an alternative point. And if they do want to listen and they do honestly want to engage, then fine. Give them an out to leave that cult, you know? Because unless you're very inoculated to far right rhetoric, you yourself are being gently probed. Yeah, there's also that. When the establishment Dems do this cheap shot stuff, this cheap shot shit, they make it harder to break through and engage on a personal level. Yeah, that's why, like, even though my rhetoric and my belief, I guess my ideology is very clear. I think that people understand exactly what I'm talking about. I don't necessarily like advertise a specific label to myself. For that reason, I want people to understand what I'm talking about, and I feel like if I say, just as an example, not that I'm a hardcore Democrat, you know, voter, but if I, for example, say this is a Democrat stream from the Democratic Party, and that's who I represent, and I love the Democratic Party. So they're gonna look at that and say, wait a minute, this is the same party that's, like, you know, saying X, Y, and Z, right? The establishment Dems, as you say. I don't know. I think that could turn away people, and if you want to leave that cult, I think you should be given an option. If you want to leave that cult, I think you should be given an option to leave, an out. Having been of these beliefs in the past, I have well considered reasons for rejecting these ideas. I try to remain open to the idea that there's some possible truth. Well, like, that's how these things that's how these things get legitimized, right? Everything, all of these hard, long-lasting, I should say, conspiracy theories do have at least one kernel of truth, enough to be able to couch the rest of it together in some weird conspiratorial non-tangential way. If only so they feel comfortable about being all open and honest, but it would be pretty tough to convince me that global warming is a hoax at this point, right? Like, because we know, and we've examined these ideas, right? Using Aum as comparison, when they got mollywopped in politics, the response was to consider everyone a lost cause and ramp up the desperation. Ooh. Hey, Lostu, how's it going? With Q, we're in uncharted territory with them already having a foothold politically. Yeah, you mean like the fact that some of them have been elected to Congress. We shouldn't accept factually incorrect things. Just mocking without engagement, especially from positions of power, is bad juju. It's hard to become ignorant. Once you know what you don't know, you're mostly immune from falling back into those ideas which are based in ignorance. The average person is getting exposed to far rhetoric and may not be prepared to deal with it. Yeah, but see, like when you use words like deprogramming, um, that can scare people. I think that um, maybe like the better rhetoric would be to use things like, have specific, specific like educational, like, and I mean that legitimately, um, like educational stuff. That means leaderships need to get out there and be very clear and transparent with the public, and not, you know, just use this as opportunities to score political points, or not criticize, their own party members, right? And like Mano just pointed out, that QAnon congresswoman was received a standing ovation. Yeah, don't worship political parties or politicians. Start running sentiment analysis on all comments and not delete hostilities, like advocation for violence. Standing ovations for what? For I don't know. Oh yeah, it is cultic. We're in this mess because our leadership fucking sucked for decades. True. That is actually very true. They failed to address any issues. They failed to address any real issues that were at the core, and allowed this to just kind of allowed the environment for something like this to be okay, to be normalized. In fact, I think Mono posted that, didn't you? The standing ovation that they received. Deprogramming as a concept is still something cult scholars still debate. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't use that rhetoric because it could, like, I don't know. Some argue it's worth changing the name. Others argue that the idea is bad. Like, I would just say, like, we need to make sure everybody is clear. Everybody's clear of what's going on. Any hostilities will fall in a default mode of hostilities with other researchers that I believe an algorithmic approach could do some good. It would at least force people to think about how they're phrasing their communications. Interesting. Using social media's own algorithms to determine how. In other words, what you're saying is use social media's own algorithms to determine what makes people tick and what makes people post what they do. Oh yeah, like that's why I'm asking, like, what exactly Yeah, like that's why I was asking what exactly do you mean, because um aren't most algorithms geared to just give you what you want? Not that I want them to force people to communicate differently. They already indirectly do this. They already do this indirectly because hostilities perpetuate more than kindness, and that drives engagement. I want them to do the opposite. If a tweet is angry, delete it. There's no way to win this battle outside of forcing companies to turn it off, which one keeps the product, two is unforceable. Oh. So instead of like basically guide engagement to be kind to people, and the algorithms will favor kindness. Is that what you're saying? Kindness and empathy. One of the things I think Nicky Land got spot on before he spiraled off into hyper racist neo-reactionary void. Yes, but if you're muted every time you're a jerk, you learn to be nice. Kind of. Yes, but who defines whether I'm being a jerk? Right, like, so in other words, if you're being hostile, or essentially attacking people, stuff like let's put it this way. What if so what the algorithm like will say, if you say something like go I don't know, eat yourself in Minecraft, you know, and that's what the algorithm will stop. But I mean, like, that's already like stopped in some other, I don't know. I'm just questioning how this will affect the development of social relationships if we don't see the bad side of people. I mean, that's another point we do. I'm not saying that this is perfect, but it sure beats the current algorithm, which does the exact opposite. Everyone becomes a fake bobblehead, even more so when they're already online, when we're able to kind of shave off the gross parts of ourselves if we want. I'm on board with trying to use algos for good, just to clarify, not seeing the path there. I mean, it can be. It's just, I don't know. This is such a touchy, complex situation, because you don't want to exacerbate the problem, right? You don't want to exacerbate the problem. I mean, like, can you imagine? Oh, I could see it now. Just to give you a scenario, bipartisan support for new reformations for Twitter, which will now push X, Y, and Z. Everybody who is already suspect of big tech, everybody who is already suspect of giant social media companies would immediately be like, wait a minute. Well, yeah, of course, Stupka. Yeah. You know, you do it by case basis, right? Not that he didn't deserve it. Do good things and feel good points. Do bad things and all of a sudden you lose your freedom of speech, whatever. I don't know. It would have just been nice if that was nipped before it got to that point, right? The problem was that they didn't address it before it got bad. I think that's good. We need to be on these toxic platforms less. This is why I will never be running Twitter, though. My goal would be to run it into the ground. True. Twitter is a toxic hell site. I've seen tons of anecdotal stories about people being more into Trump since Twitter canceled him. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because you can't just not let this continue, but you can't also not push people further into it. I've never actually created a Twitter. You're not missing anything. You're not missing anything, Stupka. In my CEO interviews, what's your 5-year plan, Andre? I would hope that I've bankrupted this corporation. Cool. My wife made me join Twitter. I never actually created a Twitter account. Yes, you're not missing anything, Stupka. I would like to see massive decentralized and federated social medias, not so much Gabber Parler. Well, yes. There's also many people who are very happy they don't have to listen to Chubb's Twitter madness. Yeah, that's true. It seems like the internet has just reposted the same 4 websites. I get all the good Twitter on Reddit. I mean, she says I was too polarizing for Facebook. Oh, well, you could be polarizing on Twitter too, trust me. Some silly good dog content, that's about it. There you go. Now that's the real content. I like following reporters. Alright, yeah, that's another reason. Like, these are the reasons why, like, social media was supposed to, how social media was supposed to work. But, I mean, ooh. True, but Trump and his buddies have the campaign of false election still going. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just let things like that fly. But you also don't want to risk pushing people back into that mess. Sorry, I'm here like reading chat. But you also don't want to push people back into further down the rabbit hole. So I don't know. I can't deal with social media apps anymore like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Well, I mean, you could curate your stream or just limit your exposure to social media. I mean, I try to avoid being perpetually on social media as much as humanly possible. I miss MySpace, learned to code at 15 years old. True. My MySpace is probably still somewhere there in the ether. In my interview with Google yesterday, they asked me what would get me to leave my current company. My response was, it's hard to say. I currently have 0 metrics. They pay me well. Let me run wild and just say thank you. And just say thank you when I deliver cool shit. You'd have to make me an insane offer also. I'm not signing an IP agreement, so that will likely be an issue as well. Jeez. Yeah, if you're on social media and you're getting like a lot of annoying feeds, I would say just like you can curate your feed and or just stay off it, honestly. You're 15, I would just stay off it. I mean, at least limit your engagement in social media. Just try not to engage as much. Oh, Zanga. I'm a data analyst with no metrics. How did they lift the jaws off the floor? I had my top friends set, my background photo, music that auto-played when you entered. Yes. Yes, that's very true. I used to have my top 8 or top 10, what is it? What was it? Top 8? Yeah. Um top 8, and I used to have a auto song play, which was usually either my own song that I made um or my best friend's song. You could configure it how you wanted. It was so customizable. Yeah, rest in peace, my MySpace. I'm no joke in school right now in a study hall. Hey, I mean, you do you, Fire Rave. If you're in a school in a study hall, do your thing. You don't need to be worrying about spending hours on social media or anything like that. Top Run seems like a good idea at the time, but it's how toxic. Yes. Well, have you guys seen the documentary? Have you seen the documentary? The Social Dilemma. If you have a Netflix account, please check out. If you have a Netflix account, please check out The Social Dilemma. But since the difficult truth is so educational, I'll allow. Wait, what's going on here? No joke. Okay, so it was a fun call. I wouldn't mind working there, but I know I'm not going to allow to waste their time or mine. They need to know what they're getting into with me. As a teacher, making me uncomfortable. Wait, what do you mean? Tumblr got into HTML. Kind of missed the MySpace hype window was sheltered. Yeah, trust me, social media bad. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can always like curate your feed. Oh, being on Twitch during school hours. Okay. Hey, Nug Ragler, how's it going? There's a good article critiquing the social dilemma. I'll post it in the Discord. Yeah, sure. Post it. How's it going, Nug Wrangler? Hope you're doing alright. The acting part of the documentary was kind of cringe. Yeah. It was kind of corny. I'm not gonna deny that. Twitch is not social media? Is it? I don't know. Some people do consider it. I see what you mean. Excuse my sarcasm. But yeah, no, we're here to learn, so in a way... Oh, guys, hold on. Folks. Finally woke up early enough to catch the stream. How's everyone? Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Folks, so let me pull this up. There's speaking of learning. I follow an ex-Google engineer on Twitch, like Jake Hamby. He's got some interesting to say about Google. Twitch is not big tech social media. Do you know who owns Twitch? Amy, how's it going? You can post that. You can post that on the Discord or DM. All right, folks. Speaking of education, today, I'm so glad somebody reminded me. There's going to be a documentary free viewing called Frozen Obsession about a climate science expedition in the Arctic, and this is about climate change, completely free. This is done by FIU University, Florida International University. I highly recommend. It's 6 p.m. It's about an hour and a half Eastern time today. So if you guys do want to check that out and want to be a part of that, are people still looking for the North? No. This is all about scientists gathering data. This is all about scientists gathering data about climate change. So check that out. It's free. It's completely 100% free. You get to maybe climate change. There is a Northwest Passage. I mean, yes, it's moving. It's moving in that direction. There is ships moving through there. I check my state since Twitch is a subsidiary of Amazon. Yeah, that's what I was saying. They told me that the Earth was flat. Oh my god. Check it out. Very good. Very cool. Very based. Science is based. Yeah, so check it out. Very cool, very based. So somebody said that they were receiving that Marjorie Taylor Greene was receiving a standing ovation. Yeah, that's true. When she was supposed to be considering, they were considering disciplining her for her horrible comments. Some of which included calling the some of which were calling the horrifying things like the Parkland shooting a false flag. This is like Alex Jones level, and they didn't do anything basically. Sorry, exclamation Discord. Yeah, so this is the tweet. Absolutely. By the way, guys, it is 10:30. The vacuum of race squeezes the ocean edges into giant walls. Yeah. Anyways, it is about just over 10:30. If you guys enjoy the content and want to support the channel, please hit the follow button and head on over to our YouTube channel and click the subscribe button. It really does help us out. I appreciate all of you guys being here. You guys are what makes this show go. Without you, we can't do it. I appreciate that. Spread the word. Every one of you can spread the word to somebody else, and it really does help a lot. Thanks for the follow, Baron. Yeah, I know, Fire Rave. I think they're just memeing, but yeah, no. We're not gonna have any of that here. Okay, we're not gonna have any of that here. Ex-FBI lawyer gets probation for falsifying Carter Page surveillance application. Oh boy. A former FBI lawyer was sentenced Friday to probation, avoiding prison sentence for falsifying a claim made to sustained government surveillance on a key figure in the Mueller investigation into Russian No, it's all good. Into Russian meddling in a 2016 election. Need to get need some stuff today. It's literally the cost of one GME stock in like 2 weeks. True. That's a great way to put it. That's a great way to put it. True. Yeah, that's why again, just to be very clear, try to avoid edgy stuff, please. And try to keep the conversation nice and fluid, nice and chill, and that will help us all. Because we don't want to give any type of unwarranted vibe, right? So like let's just keep it chill. Avoid the edgy comments and stuff like that, please. No, I'm not saying you can't make jokes. Exactly, Stupka is correct. For the price of 1 GME in the future, you can actually help support this show, and if you have an Amazon Prime account, it's free. If I'm typing 90% chance it's a meme. As long as it's a look, memes are fun, okay, but not too edgy, you know? My dream is a reality show of flat earthers. My dream is a reality show of the race of the flat earthers, the first winner to the edge. Wash your beanie. Hey, my beanie's clean. Leave my beanie out of it. Leave my beanie out of it. Alright, we do gotta get through some headlines, and we also have a redemption for a cute animal video. Yes, sorry about that, Cheeto. Hold on, I got you. Reward queue? How do I make it back? Reject and refund. Okay. Complete. 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 Okay. Got a Jet, have a good stream. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm telling Tim Pool has this left stream just banned humor. No, not banning humor. Tim Pool hear about this. This stream is a chill stream. That's the point of this. Alright, we're gonna get through some of these headlines so we can watch the cute animal video. A former FBI lawyer who was sentenced to Friday to probation, avoiding a prison sentence for falsifying a claim made to sustain government surveillance on a key figure in the Mueller investigation into Russian meddling in the 2016 election. Kevin Kleinsmith admitted last August that he had altered an internal FBI email that's in the course of seeking a court's permission to continue government surveillance on Carter Page, a former Trump campaign advisor. The warrant for approval from the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court has been a flashpoint for conservative critics of the FBI and the Mueller investigation. Page himself addressed the judge before this sentence was imposed, saying the disclosure that he was being investigated had resulted in death threats. This manufactured scandal and associated lies caused me to adopt the lifestyle of an international fugitive for years. Page told the hearing conducted by video conference because of the pandemic. I've often felt like as if I was left with no life at all. Each member of my family has been severely impacted. Ignore all sides except your own. True. No. Federal District Court James Posberg said that while Kleinsmith's actions were serious, the warrant application probably would have been approved anyway without his misstatement. Yeah, I don't agree with that though. I think that you can easily prime the pump for something by withholding specific information, right? I don't know if he has like some if he had some like precognition that this would be true. I don't know. The Justice Department's Inspector General found that when Kleinsmith was working for the FBI Office of General Counsel, he altered an email about Page so that it said he was not a source for another U.S. intelligence agency. Page has publicly said that he was a source for the CIA, which would provide an innocent explanation for his Russian contact. So they were trying to throw this guy under the bus. Can we click that ad for VIOB? Nah, I'm good. Thank you so much for the gifted sub. I appreciate that. You are a gentleman and a scholar. Thank you. The Justice Department's Inspector General concluded that the FBI had a legitimate reason for opening the investigation into Russian election meddling. Yeah, no kidding. The report found that there was no proof of political bias in the decision. It took my crown away? What do you mean? But Inspector General Michael Horowitz said the FBI made serious and repeated mistakes in seeking an order under Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act to conduct the surveillance of Page. The FBI's submissions to the court made assertion that there was inaccurate, incomplete, or unsupported by appropriate documentation. The report said Kleinsmith believed he was conveying accurate information, his lawyer told the judge. I think you can change it in your settings. Kleinsmith said he was conveying accurate information, his lawyer told the judge. He reported to the agent what he believed to be true, albeit incorrectly. I don't know about this. Which was that Page had been a subsource, not a direct source to the CIA. The Kleinsmith lawyer, Justin Schur, in documents submitted for the sentencing hearing, he cut a corner in a job that required far better. Yeah, but cutting that corner, I don't know. It seems to me like some people were just trying to deliver repercussions. Sometimes good people make bad decisions. Okie doke. The government said Kleinsmith should be sentenced to serve at least several months in prison, up to 6-month maximum for the offense. His error and other misstatements and omissions allowed the FBI to conduct surveillance on a U.S. citizen based on an FISA application, and the Department of Justice later acknowledged lacked probable cause. I mean, wasn't one of the big things that Trump was crying about was the unjust FISA applications? The unjust FISA warrants, as the same Justice Department applies an unwarranted FISA warrant against a citizen because he was part of the investigation into Trump. I mean, into Trump's, at the very least, into Trump's, inner circles. Just kind of weird how that works, yeah? Hold on, folks. Chair stream. Yeah, it's true. He complained about a lot of stuff. It's hard to keep track. Is that a ghost behind the mic? Yeah, sure. The government said, okay, so we know this. Acknowledged lack of probable cause. The prosecution was led by John Durham, the U.S. Attorney in Connecticut. He was assigned by then Attorney General William Barr to examine the oranges of the Russia investigation. Yeah, so it sounds like just like straight up retaliation. Piggybacking off that Twitter thread, defend or rebuke the House GOP faces difficult vote over Green. Imagine, difficult. This is a difficult vote, folks. House Republicans will be forced to go on the record. Defending or rebuking Marjorie Taylor Greene was drawn bipartisan condemnation over her embrace of far-right conspiracy theories, as well as past endorsements of violence against Democrats. The politically agonizing vote expected Thursday, which will determine whether Georgia Republican is stripped of her committee assignments, underscores tension between the best political path forward that has riven the party since Donald Trump lost the White House. Democrats issued an ultimatum this week, telling House Republicans to strip Greene of her committee assignments or they would. Bipartisan pressure built after Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell called Greene's loony lies a cancer for the party. Imagine. The Trump-Russia investigation was to distract everyone from the Hillary email scandal. Incorrect. That was way after that. I think that McConnell's gonna act like he thinks he's awful. Yeah, this is the same guy who is gonna make us believe that he was actually duped by Trump into the whole thing, right? Into the whole election fraud conspiracy. This is the same person. Interesting, he never went on record with that prior to right now. Yeah, because it's not politically beneficial. That's the problem with this whole thing. Interesting, he was supporting Trump at a time when he was bringing around and parading her on stage. Yeah, but now when it becomes a political liability, the state of affairs in politics nowadays. But the House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy on Wednesday ruled out taking action. Cool. Instead, he accused Democrats of a partisan power grab for targeting Greene, who once suggested that, yeah, we're not going to go into that. We're just not going to go into that one. If it's not the bottom, I don't know what the hell is. House Rules and Committee Chairman Jim Govern said before a resolution was sent to the House floor to strip Greene over her posts. I mean, like, there has to be, like, I don't know, like, is removing this person away from committee assignments the proper thing to do? I think so. It's not like she's expelled from Congress, although, to be honest. But it shows that some type of repercussions are needed. I mean, what? Then this just becomes okay. There's no winning move. There's no winning move here anymore. We passed that point a long time ago. Jesus. A removal would lead to QAnon saying the deep state has infested the GOP. Yeah. Can we please start making her an acronym? Yes, the acronym that it happens to be is Magic the Gathering, and it really bothers me. Yes, please. No, there is a point to that. Hold on, points over here. Yes, MTG for me will always be Magic the Gathering, so I can't really say, I can't really say MTG as I can't really say like Marjorie Taylor Greene as Magic the Gathering. It's just Marjorie Taylor Greene. Easy. We can just switch it up and start calling her Magic the Gathering instead. No, but I like that game. I like that game. Yeah, we're not talking about that type of... We're not talking about that type of stuff, alright? If this is not bottom, I don't know what the hell is. Jim McGovern said before a resolution was sent to the House floor to strip Green of her post. McCarthy's decision to back Green comes at a time when the party has been ideologically adrift after Trump's losses, struggling over whether to embrace this norm-busting divisiveness or the GOP's more traditional policy-oriented conservative values. On Wednesday, House Republicans blocked an effort by conservative hardliners to oust number 3 Republican Liz Cheney. Whoa. What executive order? What are you on about, Toaster? Republican Liz Cheney from her leadership role. Cheney, a daughter of a former Vice President Dick Cheney, has enraged Trump supporters by voting to impeach him over the riot at the Capitol. In sticking by both women, McCarthy is attempting to placate both traditional conservatives and populists like Green who emulate Trump. The moves were typical of McCarthy's preference to avoid ruffling feathers as he charts his path to someday becoming House Speaker. You know what that's going to mean, he told reporters. 2 years from now, we're going to win the majority, and that's because this conference is more united. We've got the right leadership team behind it. No. But the GOP's wings remain concerned that the other is leading them down the wrong path, and some Wednesday's outcomes seemed more an uneasy truce than a full-on peace treaty. This is about the direction of our party, whether or not we're going to be a majority who's dedicated to just one person, or we're going to be a united Republican Party. Yeah. Green has also shown supports for calls to violence to Democrats' bizarre fictions about fake school shootings. Hey, imaginary line. Unfounded QAnon conspiracy theories about Democrats joining child abuse rings. Yeah. Yeah. The conspiracy theories she embraced came up during a closed-door Republican caucus meeting on Wednesday, which attendants described as spirited. Gotta go to class. Hey, take care. Described as spirited with long lines of speakers and microphones. Some say Green apologized to her colleagues though they were conflicted, vague versions of exactly what she'd said. She was contrite. And I think she brought a lot of people over to her side. Oh, no. I think she brought a lot of people to her side. Yikes. Not exactly the kind of, not exactly the, not exactly the rhetoric you want to see. Virginia. Yeah, I don't know if I would use the word party to describe that. I don't think they'll crack her. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know what they definitely should bring some type of repercussions, and the fact that um the fact that she's getting very little pushback and moving Congress, her own Congress people over to her side, I don't think that's good. I think that it's very dangerous. It is good getting rid of the GOP. I don't know. I mean, it could embolden them. It could galvanize the base. It could galvanize people. It could galvanize them. The fact that they were okay with the stuff that she has said can the fact that she has said you know, that it's okay, and the fact that the GOP has said it's okay could kind of be a unifier, I think. Thanks for this. I'll never apologize for my beliefs. Would you better agree? Yeah. If you cross that limit, you've betrayed the legal system. Did Biden get access to Air Force One yet? I heard that the military is denying him access. The president is commander-in-chief of the military. What are you talking about? Like, just so you know, like, it's getting a little weird. Judge temporarily blocks Planned Parenthood's ouster from... Judge temporarily blocks Planned Parenthood's ouster from Texas Medicaid program. This is good news. Texas county judges temporarily blocked the state efforts to remove Planned Parenthood from Medicaid hours after the group's affiliates alleged that the state failed to provide adequate notice in a regulatory battle affecting thousands of low-income Texans during the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. This is good. This is very good. A slew of Texas Planned Parenthood affiliates asserted that the lawsuit on Wednesday that the Texas and Human Services Commission failed to issue proper notice of termination from the program. The state had promised to remove the groups from the Medicaid program Thursday. The chief press officer for the Texas Human Health The chief press officer for Texas and Human Services Commission, Christine Mann, declined to comment about the case, citing pending litigation. The impact of such a shift could be stark. The 2019 Planned Parenthood provided health care to more than 8,000 Medicaid recipients in the state, according to the most recent figures available from the organization. Additionally, Texas has reported 2.5 million COVID cases and reported 38,000 of deaths from the virus. Texas has long sought to ban Planned Parenthood from the program through Medicaid funding does not cover abortions except in cases of rape, incest, or when the woman's life is at risk, due to the Hyde Amendment, which dates back to 1976. The Texas Health and Human Service Commission The Texas Health and Human Service Commission informed Planned Parenthood affiliates in 2015 that it was cutting off the organization from the state's Medicaid program, citing then recently released undercover videos from anti-abortion activist groups as evidence of violations. Yeah, I think it's fair to call what happened insurrection. The Texas Health and Human Service Commissions informed Planned Parenthood affiliates in 2015 that it was cutting off organization from the state Medicaid program, citing then released undercover videos from anti-abortion activist group as evidence of violations. A federal judge ruled in 2017 that the state would not withhold Medicaid funding from the provider, saying that there was no proof of the video that Planned Parenthood violated ethical or medical standards. The judge also found no evidence that showed Planned Parenthood altered abortions to procure fetal tissue for research. It sounds like conspiratorial. No, I would definitely categorize it as an insurrection. Here, I'll show you. That sounds pretty that sounds pretty fair. You have to get your info from a good source, not just random websites and crappy news articles. People are running huge disinfo campaigns. True. I'm not saying we can't call it an insurrection, just... I see what you're saying. Like, you're saying that there should be, like, another sub-terminology? I don't know. No, he's not saying you can't. I mean, it does meet the definition. I'm sure if you check the Wikipedia talk page, you'll find tons of people arguing about what to call it. I mean, it's just easy. Just like... It's just simple. federal judge ruled in 2017 that the state could not withhold Medicaid funding from the providers, saying there was no proof in the video that Planned Parenthood violated ethical or medical standards. The judge also found no evidence showing that Planned Parenthood altered abortion to procure fetal tissue for research. This sounds like some wacky this sounds like rooted in wacky conspiracy theory. Yeah, you can send it in through Discord or DM. But the fight returned to the fore last November when the Fifth Circuit of Appeals, Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals overturned the district court ruling that whether a provider is qualified within the meaning of Medicaid status is a matter to be resolved between the state or the federal government and the provider. Thanks for the follow, appreciate that. No, absolutely. This is not to be downplayed. This is not to be downplayed at all, of course. Yeah, I don't think anybody's advocating for downplaying it. Yeah, this also can you could also use this term: an act of violence or open resistance to an established government or a ruler. You could also call it this. By equivocating, he's turning down the slope that the rate will use to eventually dismiss it. No. So just to be clear, I don't believe we're downplaying it, and I think that this definition and this definition are valid. I think either of those definitions are valid. Maybe you could use this one too. Maybe. But usually, because this is an act of resistance, right? Or rebellion. Which rebellion is an act of violence or open resistance to established government, which also is an act or instance of revolting against civil authority or established government. These are all the same. These are all the same. The same. Essentially, at this point, we would argue semantics, but these are all very applicable terms. No, I think that no. Auto golpe. Hmm. I don't know if I would go that one. I don't know, because this would be a military coup initiated by, so like it would be like Trump initiating like martial law and using the army to take control. I mean, you could also use this one, which is, despite having come to power through legal means, dissolves or renders the powerless the national legislator and unlawfully assumes extraordinary powers. Like a self coup. Yeah, so Napoleon would be correct. Yes, that would be an auto golpe. An own goal, I guess. So yes, I think that the proper definition of what happened is in the realms of like saying, okay, it was an uprising, which is an act of resistance or rebellion, which if we look at the definition of rebellion, it's an act of rebellion, which is an act of violence of open resistance to an established government rule. You can also replace that with Jesus. You can also replace that with this, which is an act or instance of revolting against a civil authority or established government. It's just simple like that. Yep. I think we can all agree that that is probably the easiest nomenclature to use, right? Based on definitions, so on and so forth. That we can kind of, for the masses, right? For the masses, not necessarily like, you know, academia, but like for the masses, I think that this is a simple way of for the masses, this is a simple way of just kind of describing what happened. If this isn't it isn't a rebellion, it's a stormtroopers. No, is that a Star Wars reference? So yeah, I think that it's simple. So I believe the word uprising was was brought up, which is an act of resistance or rebellion, which again, as I went through all the definitions, do meet everything that we've been talking about. In fact, to renounce allegiance or subjugation as to a government. You could also kind of move in that direction, but I just wouldn't. Simple. Minor linguistic disagreement. Yeah, but you're talking about like some serious like academic, like real nuanced points, which I would say, just for the sake of like the general public, it's just simple to use. I believe the term, I don't know if it was you, but somebody brought up the term uprising, which I think that it's just easier to call it this because it does fit in that realm of definition. Just for the you know masses and for people who really want to not go into the whole like specific instances and academic debates that happen behind the scenes and things like that. Yeah, because I get it. You come from a what was your master's degree again? You come from a security or like disaster management. Disaster management. When this is remembered in history, we have to have it properly labeled. Yeah. Intelligence, security, and disaster management masters. Yeah, there you go. So I understand that there's like a lot of stuff that happens in academia in the background that we don't see. So I get it. But yeah, just as like a simple general term. Thesis was on Doomsday cults and accelerationist neo-Nazi specifically. What do we call it when people try to stop or overturn an election because they didn't like the? Yeah, 100%. We have proper definitions for this. Yeah, Toaster, and some were there to overturn the election results. That's why I get super finicky with Q stuff. As far as I'm concerned, they're a ticking time bomb that's grown bigger over time. You really think that it's just not done yet? Ooh, that's not good. We need to discuss the AOC story. Nah. Can't find much like it in the literature, nothing in contemporary times. Yikes. Okay, so real quick, guys, we do have a few minutes left. This is good. A federal judge, blocks a federal judge blocks Planned Parenthood from being ousted from Medicaid. Yeah, so that's good. There have been historically doomsday cults with sizable followings, but they end up being localized and led by individual charismatic leaders. This is a good discussion. Yeah, I think that it's important to understand, like, and have these back and forths, right? No, Bagheera. I have less than 10 minutes to run through the rest of these headlines. The far-right Proud Boys have been thrown into a tumult in the aftermath of January 6th riot, with the group's leader facing criminal charges. That's weird. I was told that they weren't involved. Their chairman exposed as an informant and law enforcement investigating what role Proud Boys had in the attack on the Capitol. Now amid a brewing trademark dispute with their former lawyer, they might even lose their right to their name. On Monday, former Proud Boy lawyer Jason Dyke, who holds the Proud Boys trademark, released in a letter revoking Proud Boy chairman Enrique Tarrio's rights to use the name Lamau. Oh yeah, that's true. I'm not going to deny that. Van Dyke's reasons for revoking the trademark rights includes what he sees as the Proud Boys association with Nazi groups, as well as Proud Boys burning a church's Black Lives Matters banner in the March of Washington D.C. Van Dyke doesn't fit the profile of a typical Proud Boy opponent. Van Dyke has elaborately checkered legal history himself, including a temporary suspension from practicing law, after threatening to kill one of his legal foes. Police claim that Van Dyke once used Proud Boys to surveil his legal opponent and was allegedly recorded by an informant laying out his plans for a violent terror campaign against the man. Yikes. Van Dyke's complaints that the Proud Boys are too close to white supremacist groups is especially bizarre given his own history. As recently as 2019, Van Dyke was reported caught on tape attempting to join the base, a neo-Nazi terrorist group, before being rejected by its members as for being a huge liability. In the membership interview, the person identified by Vice News as Van Dyke can be heard praising neo-Nazi writers and discussing a crackdown on Jewish immigration. Yikes. There's plenty of people in the Proud Boys who don't believe Jews have a place in this country and they want to put a stop to it. Yikes. Yeah, totally normal, cool, nice drinking club. Cool, nice drinking club. Despite that, Van Dyke is now positioning himself as defender of Proud Boy's name, accusing Terrio of using the trademark to sell substandard Proud Boy merchandise by letting Proud Boys create fascist-style graphics using the trademark. You're licensed to utilize the Proud Boys trademark. Yeah, you know that if you know that you messed up if you're if even the base, a neo-Nazi organization, won't have you because you're a liability. I mean, imagine being rejected by a neo-Nazi organization. Despite that, Van Dyke is now positioning himself as a defender of Proud Boys, accusing Terrio of using the trademark to sell substandard Proud Boys merchandise and letting Proud Boys create fascist-style graphics using the trademark. Your license to utilize the Proud Boys trademark for any purpose is terminated effective immediately. Terrio didn't respond for a request to comment. The Proud Boy chairman is dealing with more pressing legal troubles after being arrested. After being arrested in Washington, D.C. over the burning of the Black Lives Matter flag. Terrio also faces felony charges in Washington for allegedly possessing 2 gun magazines with Proud Boys branding. Yeah. Terrio isn't the only Proud Boys facing criminal prosecution. Proud Boy leader Joe Biggs has been arrested for his alleged role in the riot, and several other Proud Boys have been charged for their own alleged roles in the attack on the Capitol. Yep. And also to be noted, Van Dyke briefly ran the Proud Boys himself for 36 hours in 2018, but was ousted after accidentally revealing the names of the secret leadership ranks by failing to properly redact the group's bylaws. Wow, he accidentally doxed everybody. Van Dyke claimed to the Daily Beast that the trademark maneuver isn't part of a scheme to regain control of the group, insisting that he is retired from activism. Yeah, okay. Probably just can't say that Terrio's too Latino. I mean, some of this stuff is just downright sinister. Downright sinister. I don't know, Toaster. One seems to rack up quite the body count. I don't, I don't accept that, you know, I don't accept both sides of that. Do I agree with violence? No. Do I care who's doing it? No. Yeah, beyond sinister. No, 100% radio. I mean, and remember, this is the same guy who ran the Proud Boys. This is the same guy, which, by the way, remember, the founder of the Proud Boys was also caught saying some really cringy stuff as well. Alright, folks, it is 11:26. I do have to head out. Alio, I apologize. I'll refund you your points. Because it is... Because it is about to be 11:27. So I do have to head out to work. So, Thank you guys for joining. Again, if you are, I heard there's fucking going on here. There always is. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. Hey, Golem. And before I leave, make sure you follow Grolem. Thank you guys so much. Please hit the follow button. Please hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Thank you so much. I appreciate all. I'll be back on Monday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Eastern Time doing news and politics. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. As always, please take care of each other. Stay safe. And take care of each other. Stay safe. I love you all. And I hope to see you guys in the next stream. See ya. I can't see it, Alio. Hold on, folks. We're trying to get to a raid. Just give me a second. I gotta sign into work. Hold on, folks. Don't worry, folks. We'll get there. Don't worry, folks. We'll get there. Did it work? Alright, I'm hoping it did. Alright, guys. Enjoy.